the audience, right? So anyone with a question, raise your hand. Yes.
Given what you've come to know and understand with social media, trolls, authoritarianism, all of that, as an American, it makes me afraid. And what do you feel you want for all of us to take away from this most important thing?
I think you should be afraid. You know, we're your cautionary tale. Our dystopian present is already where you are, and you're getting to where we are. So, the takeaway: if each of you in this room take care of your area of influence, where you prevent lies from spreading, where you safeguard facts. It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum, so long as we agree on the facts. That's first, facts, because without facts, everything else goes. And then the second thing is, it's really up to you. Part of the reason we're dealing with the problems we're dealing with is because it's, in a way, it's colonialism really didn't die. It just moved online. And it's the American social media platforms that enabled the kinds of exponential attacks that we have all faced, and many of you here are facing. So I think that's the second one is, please, these are American companies. They are enabling the spread of authoritarian populist-style leaders that are turning into dictatorships. This is on all of us. We're holding the line on our end. Please help us.
Yes.
Give us 3 things we can do here, sitting in Salt Lake City.
I got the mic. Number 1. Who's on Facebook? Raise your hand if you're on Facebook. Can you pressure Facebook? We're frenemies with Facebook. We're one of only 2 Filipino fact-checking for them at the same time, because you need to understand the problem in order to solve the problem. I'm convinced it is the root of the problems in the 2016 elections in the United States as well. The spread of hate and anger, that's the second. The minute you begin to feel angry with anything online, take a deep breath and prevent yourself from becoming afraid or angry. And now I'm going to sound Catholic. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We need to find common ground more than at any other time, because the kind of disinformation networks that are spread, that are manipulating you online, information operations, this is meant to anger you, to incite hatred, to divide us, and it is succeeding. It brings out the worst in human nature. So that's the second thing, control your anger, be more open. And then I think the third thing is, please take care of your patch. In your area of influence, as far as you can see, your family and friends. Social networks are just your family and friends. Social media are your family and friends on steroids. So clean up your patch, and hopefully we can connect all those patches together. And then the third, guys, 2020 elections here are important. I hope you register to vote.
Yes.
How do we know what's real?
So the question was, how do they know
Well,
what is
I think
real?
the first one is really to know that there is a lot of unrealness out there. Second is, I guess, we really need to be aware of the kind of tactics that the disinformation networks do. For example, mimicking media sites. So if you spot, for example, do not read before you share, is the first thing, because sometimes our tendency is also to share whatever headline that attracts us, when in fact is full of fake news.
Can I add one last thing? There was one thing you also asked, what else can you do? Please support journalists. I know it's tough in America. Journalists all around the world are under siege. I see Branko from the Daily Maverick in South Africa. His organization helped turn an election, actually helped put somebody in prison, change a leader. So, I mean, I guess this is this existential moment where both journalism and democracy is at risk. So we have to do something about it.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like sometimes certain people can be like ruthless just to like spread out misinformation. And how can we become also quote unquote ruthless without sacrificing our morality or our righteousness?
Quote unquote what?
Sacrificing our morality or our righteousness, our values, right? This is the tough part. The good guys are finishing last right now because a scorched earth policy works on social media. Lies laced with anger and hate spread fastest, right? So if you want to win the game, are you going to play the same game? If you believe in your values, you're not. So how do you survive it? I'm going to give this to Pia Renata, who, I'm old, so I've developed a thicker skin, but Pia is a young reporter who had to deal with the deluge of this.
So of course, the first thing is don't go to their level, because once you do, they've already won. So they're trying to get you to speak like them, have the same hatred as them, so never do that. But at the same time, I think it's also important to stick to your guts, to your principles. And I think if you stick to the facts, if they throw you hate, you throw them facts. And even if at first it might seem like a losing battle, I think I have faith personally that people can see through the hate. And we have to get past the illusion of social media that even if it seems that this person with so much hate is attracting so many likes, so many views, in the real world, do they really have traction? I mean, it's easy to get swayed by how they seem to dominate social media. In the real world, I think it's really the facts that move people and lead to action and spur action. So I think if we just stick to our guns, have faith that will get us somewhere instead of this hate, then I think we can move. And it's happened. Like a lot of people on social media, they spew hatred with anonymous accounts. Like personally, I received so many rape threats and death threats online, but they always hide under these pseudonyms or these troll accounts. But when I go to the streets and talk to people, they're too scared to say that to me in my face, because social media gives us this illusion of safety, that they can say whatever they want. But in person, at least in my experience, they don't do that. So in the real world, I think the hatred will die out, especially if we keep following them with our values. And I think it's important to stick to those values, because that kind of persistence, I think, will win out in the end.
I'll just add exactly to what Rappler is about. When we built it, we pledged to build communities of action. So you have to build communities of action. Part of the problem with traditional news groups now is that we don't share the facts. And really, guys, the facts are really boring, right? You don't share the facts as much either. We have to tell a story to help you share the facts. So if you see a problem, if you're under attack, we need to build communities to support ourselves. Thank you for supporting us. We are trying to do the same thing in the Philippines. So if you're under attack, yes, standing up for the truth helps. It's the only thing you can do, but at the same time, build the community.
Vein of sharing the facts, I was curious about what percentage of alleged drug criminals actually turned out to be connected to drugs, or
I can answer that very sensationally, but you want Rambo as our.
So the thing about the Philippine anti-drug war is that they only publish more data about drug users, and they assume that everybody who is involved with drugs is involved with crime. They don't have hard facts, hard data saying that these people who were killed are actually drug users, are actually killers, drug pushers, people who steal. What we know is that they are poor. They are leaving families behind, and that people are suffering from this anti-drug war. And this basic narrative is actually very powerful. It is used by the government, it is spread by the government that everybody who is involved in drugs, everybody who was killed, they were the same people who killed your father. They are the same people who stole your purse while you were out in the streets in Manila, which makes it so much worse for us because they're packaging this boiled down and reductive narrative of the anti-drug war, the anti-drug campaign, and just selling it to everybody. And it delivers approval ratings, sadly.
So the numbers are, well, that's the true number of people killed in the Philippine drug war is the first casualty in our battle for truth. The Philippine police admits to killing more than 6,000 people. They admit that. Human rights groups say it is at least 27,000 people in a little less than 3 years. So, I don't know.
To add to that, we have been demanding data from the government, but all our letter requests haven't been returned.
And then in your own investigation, when you've gone and checked who these people are, who their families are, and then you, I'm sure, have some contrary proof.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then what's the response to that?
Yes.
There's of course
11 cases filed against Trump. Is the
Yeah.
response, I think, part of that. A lot of the stories triggered harassment against journalists, and it's not just Rappler that has been doing the story in the drug war. Second is they would respond. Do they respond at all to our data request?
No.
So if you're asking whether there's a closure to it, if there's been any case, at least one family was able to file a case in court, and the court convicted the policeman involved in it. So in a way, there's that. Those are baby steps that we also acknowledge.
But that's only 3 policemen held accountable in more than 1,000 cases.
What's the short and long-term prognosis for Rappler? Is it a resilient enough organization to take on what you're taking on?
You know, surprisingly, 2019 taught us so much. 2018 was the year when we had almost a case a month filed against us in that year. 2019, I had that thing of being arrested a few times. Twice I had 8 different cases filed. But in 2019, we proved that standing up for your principles and holding power to account can actually mean good business. I think the reason why Rappler can stand firm is because we have no other businesses. We set up Rappler because we're the oldies, we're the last oldie at the time. We're old, like this is the end of our careers and we are not going to end it on the wrong side of history. These guys, they're our future. And what we proved is when you come under attack by the government, they scare businessmen in other newsrooms, right? But when you come under attack, you're forced to find. So in April of 2018, our advertising dropped 50%. You're familiar with this, right? And so what we did, we took what we knew best, which is investigative journalism. We had a database of disinformation networks, and we created another way, not an advertising model, but a different model to use data and technology to do research. So we began to find alternative ways of surviving, and we are ending 2019 not only paying for ourselves, but I think we can even give ourselves a little bonus after